In this video, we are going to give 36 useful ways to deal with drug addiction and depression. For those struggling with depression who feel there is no end in sight, drugs and alcohol may sometimes appear to be an easy solution to their problems. These substances can temporarily subside any emotional pain and bring about a sense of happiness. The more you consume, the more dependent your body will become on their effects and you will become addicted. The following are the different ways in overcoming drug addiction and substance abuse. Point number 1. Learn about addiction. Education can help families escape the blame game. Rather than believing that the person's addiction stems from weakness, willfulness, or stubbornness, it might be helpful to understand how it actually stems from changes within the brain. Point number 2. Make decision to quit. If you have decided to quit over your habit of usage of drug and alcohol, you should consciously make a decision to get rid of this habit. If you are occasionally involving in such activities, it may lead to substance abuse or drug addiction that may affect your health badly. It is better to evaluate your decision and implement in your daily life by start setting small targets. Point number 3. Think about change. Keep track of your drug use, including when and how much you use. List the pros and cons of quitting, as well as the costs and benefits of continuing your drug use. Consider the things that are important to you, such as your partner, your kids, your pets, your career, or your health. Point number 4. Take help from friends and family. The more people you can turn to for encouragement, guidance, and a listening ear, the better your chances for recovery. Having the support of friends and family members is an invaluable asset in recovery. If you're reluctant to turn to your loved ones because you've let them down before, consider going to relationship counseling or family therapy. Point number 5. Remind yourself that addiction does not make you bad or weak. If you fall back into old patterns, backslide a bit, talk to an adult as soon as possible. There's nothing to be ashamed about, but it's important to get help soon so that all of the hard work you put into your recovery is not lost. Point number 6. Stay in personal joy. Managing expectations is a little easier when individuals are responsible for their own bliss. That means every member of a recovering family needs to take time to do something that's relaxing and fulfilling. Point number 7. Get regular exercise. Stretching muscles and pushing tendons prompts the brain to release so-called pleasure chemicals, including dopamine and oxytocin. High-energy exercise sessions can help families vent their worry and stress in healthy ways that don't harm others and don't cause lasting scars. It's a wonderful way to stay on track with healing and it's relatively easy to get started. Point number 8. Adhere to sleep-wake schedule. It's no surprise, then, that some families in the recovery process struggle with sleep. People need sleep to feel their best, and families can better assist with recovery when they are physically and mentally refreshed. Creating a regular sleep schedule with fixed bedtimes and wake times can help prime the brain for deep sleep. Point number 9. Educate and advocate. Family members often feel harsh words or careless statements most acutely when they come from friends, co-workers, and even distant relatives they see on a regular basis. Advocating on behalf of people struggling with addiction is brave. Rather than staying silent and fuming, families that speak up are doing something to make things better. Point number 10. Set purposeful goals. You can support your drug treatment and protect yourself from relapse by having activities and interests that provide meaning to your life. It's important to be involved in things that you enjoy, that make you feel needed. When your life is filled with rewarding activities and a sense of purpose, your addiction will lose its appeal. Point number 11. Look after your health. Regular exercise, adequate sleep, and healthy eating habits help you keep your energy levels up and your stress levels down. The more you can stay healthy and feel good, the easier it will be to stay sober. Point number 12. Be realistic. Expect that there will be roadblocks, resistance, and possibly relapse. But also expect that rehabilitation and recovery are possible with the right steps forward. Find a balanced perspective so you can stay encouraged and positive even amidst the inevitable challenges to come. Point number 13. Don't wait to take supportive actions. Denial can happen for the addict and for the family and friends involved too. The diverse effects of drug addiction can be devastating. Even if the person you care about is resistant and, so far, blocking your attempts to connect them with real help, you can always call a treatment center for advice. Point number 14. Tell your decision to friends. True friends will respect your decision. This might mean that you need to find a new group of friends who will be 100% supportive. Unless everyone decides to kick their drug habit at once, you probably won't be able to hang out with the friends you did drugs with. Point number 15. Accept invitations without having inclination toward using drugs. Going to the movies is probably safe, but you may want to skip a Friday night party until you're feeling more secure. Plan activities that don't involve drugs. Go to the movies, try bowling, or take an art class with a friend. Point number 16. Connect with understanding peers. One of the most important things you can do to stay sober is to find friends who are sober, too. While it may be hard to cut off unhealthy relationships of your past, hanging out with people who support your need to stay clean will pay off in the long run. Point number 17. Avoid bars and clubs. Even if you don't have a problem with alcohol, drinking lowers inhibitions and impairs judgment, which can easily lead to a relapse. Drugs are often readily available and the temptation to use can be overpowering. Also avoid any other environments and situations that you associate with drug use. Point number 18. Enhanced interpersonal skills. A person may push well-meaning family and friends away as they descend deeper into an addiction. Beyond this, your relationships may falter under the weight of the drugs or alcohol, creating tensions between you and a spouse, parent, child, or friend. When you're struggling with thoughts of drug use, you need to be able to reach out to those who care and communicate the danger you're facing. Point number 19. Work on refusal skills. This may seem obvious to some, and it is a very basic task, however, it is a powerful one. Because of this, you need to develop the confidence to be able to assert yourself and articulate the answer no. It may sound silly, but practicing different ways of saying no to drugs or alcohol, out loud, and even in the mirror, may be helpful. Point number 20. Work on emotional regulation skills. Negative emotions can wreak havoc on a person, creating an imbalanced state that makes them more susceptible to drugs or alcohol. Emotional reactions are present in most situations and are something you cannot avoid. However, when negative emotions do arise, you need to learn how to process them and let them go, so you can move forward. Point number 21. Focus on anger management. Anger is an intense emotion, one that influences not only your mind but also your physiological state. Anger management will help you to articulate your anger in a more assertive way that is not aggressive or confrontational, thus offering you a greater opportunity to incite change and lessen the instance of a confrontation. Point number 22. Avoid enabling behaviors. Enabling involves sheltering the addicted individual from the consequences of their substance abuse. It might seem like the right thing to pick up the pieces of their life, their finances, their daily needs, but the truth is that enabling delays recovery and the rest of their life. Point number 23. Manage expectations. When an addicted person enters treatment and the family embarks on the recovery journey, the sense of hope everyone feels can be exciting. Unfortunately, it can take a long time for the behaviors and patterns associated with addiction to really change. Families in early recovery may make mistakes and they may not be their ideal selves, but they can still enjoy their time together and actively support one another. Point number 24. Look for new hobbies. Staying busy is the best way to keep your mind off your desire to use. Not only that, but establishing an interesting and rewarding hobby can also help you find joy and purpose in your life, and replace your old unhealthy habits with new drug-free activities. Point number 25. Practice meditation. Mindfulness exercises have been proven to relieve stress and anxiety, as well as to decrease blood pressure and improve immune function. Developing a meditation practice can help you to find calm and peace, and quiet your mind in an otherwise turbulent time. Point number 26. Volunteer yourself. Finding a worthy cause to support while in recovery allows you to help others while helping yourself. Giving back to the community can help you discover a sense of purpose and you can build healthy connections and friendships. Point number 27. Spiritual practices. Spirituality or religiousness has been shown to offer great benefit to those who practice these elements both during and after substance abuse treatment. Not only are these things sources of hope, inspiration, and empowerment, but they allow you a means by which to keep yourself accountable. Point number 28. Use caution with prescription drugs. If you were addicted to a prescription drug, such as an opioid painkiller, you may need to talk to your doctor about finding alternate ways to manage pain. Drugs with a high abuse potential include painkillers, sleeping pills, and anti-anxiety medication. Point number 29. Urge surfing. Many people try to cope with their urges by toughing it out. But some cravings are too strong to ignore. When this happens, it can be useful to stay with the urge until it passes. This technique is called urge surfing. Point number 30. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps patients recognize, avoid, and cope with the situations in which they are most likely to use drugs. Point number 31. Multidimensional family therapy. Multidimensional family therapy developed for adolescents with drug abuse problems as well as their families, which addresses a range of influences on their drug abuse patterns and is designed to improve overall family functioning. Point number 32. Motivational interviewing. Motivational interviewing, which makes the most of people's readiness to change their behavior and enter treatment. Point number 33. Contingency management. Motivational incentives, contingency management, which uses positive reinforcement to encourage abstinence from drugs. Point number 34. Therapeutic communities. Therapeutic communities, which are highly structured programs in which patients remain at a residence, typically for 6 to 12 months. The entire community, including treatment staff and those in recovery, act as key agents of change, influencing the patient's attitudes. Point number 35. Short-term residential treatment. It typically focuses on detoxification as well as providing initial intensive counseling and preparation for treatment in a community-based setting. Point number 36. Recovery housing. It provides supervised, short-term housing for patients, often following other types of inpatient or residential treatment. Recovery housing can help people make the transition to an independent life, for example, helping them learn how to manage finances or seek employment. Click on the link in the description box and check out our blogs. Don't forget to like and share our videos. That's all, folks. Stay healthy. Stay beautiful.